Sorry. Yeah, Minister, I'm sorry I missed the committee stage, and as a result I've had all of my amendments from Amendment 2 to Amendment 6 ruled out of order. Unfortunately, I was at committee.
Amendment 1, you're moving Amendment 1.
So on Amendment 1...
Have you a seconder?
Yes, Senator Boyan has seconded Amendment 1.
But it has to be seconded in the chamber.
Well, I'm sure some of my colleagues here will...
Yes, table it, but he hasn't seconded.
I'm sure some of my colleagues will second it for me.
Is there a seconder available now?
Yes. Yep.
Thank you.
Okay.
Senator Craughwell, so.
Minister, what we're trying to do here is to bring in the organisations who carry on gambling and betting online, by telephone, through television sets, on radio and other kinds of electronic betting. Now, I've been provided with some legal advice that the bill as drafted would make promotion of all gambling without a gaming permit illegal, and I'd be interested to hear your comments on that. As the definition of gaming in the bill is not limited in its scope and clearly extends to any gaming activity, whether land-based or private members' clubs, retail bookmakers or online, this would make online gambling and retail bookmakers illegal. That's the legal advice I have, so I'd be interested in your comments on that. The amendment I've tabled, the amendment I'm tabling here today seeks to bring the online people in under the regulations that will apply to terrestrial betting. And look, I think, Minister, you yourself accept that the online system now accounts for a much larger amount of betting in this country. Indeed, we have seen in recent studies that housewives and house husbands who are at home all day are spending fortunes online. You cannot switch on your TV set after 10 or 11 o'clock at night, but you're being enticed to get involved in bingo, in roulette, in all sorts of gambling and all sorts of betting. And going back to 2015, when I first spoke on gambling in this House, in the previous Senate, I made the point that it had gone out of control online. There was no control. There was no control mechanism. I had brought in amendments at that time where I sought limited on time, that you could not be online for longer than, say, an hour. I looked for government health warnings on betting slips. I looked for a number of things. And every senator in this House spoke in favour of the amendments that I brought forward. And it was voted down. And that, to me, I still have been unable to rationalise that in my own head. And what I'm trying to do here is to make sure that everybody that's involved in gaming or gambling is brought in under the same umbrella, that they are all subject to your control or the control of the Minister of the day or the control of the legislation. So if you look at it there, what we're saying is the Betting Act 1931. Remote gambling means gaming in which persons participate by the use of remote communications. Remote gaming machines means any instrument or gaming which is facilitated by remote communications. Remote communications means communications using the internet, telephone, television, radio, or any other kind of electronic device. And at the rate at which, and you and I have discussed this many times, and I know you're deeply concerned about it yourself, Minister, at the rate at which technology is moving forward, God knows where we'll be in 5 years' time. We hear the horror stories of people waking up in the middle of the night and taking their smartphone out from under the pillow and using it to get involved in gaming and gambling. So that's what we're trying to do here. I'll leave it at that at this point, Minister, and see what your response is.
Thank you very much.